Good day, everybody. It's Trent Clarenbach with the Clarenbach Special Crops Report and Clarenbach Grain Report. I want to talk about the Canadian USD pair, the Canadian dollar futures. We'll look at the weekly chart to start off. And yeah, it's interesting to me, again, as all charts are, that we're getting back above this 200-week moving average. And we haven't been above that since we dipped below it back here in September of 2022. So what is that? Almost 3.5 years now. So that's interesting. We're back there now. It was interesting. I was calling a pullback and support down at this 67.5 cent level. Back here somewhere, a breakdown. This is back in October 24. And I'll show you what I was looking at then. I had this trend line drawn down here, and this previous support level, there might have been some fib levels on the longer time frame, but once we got down there, I became, I would say, bullish the Canadian dollar. And it's out there in the media. You'd have to look for it if you're interested, or take my word for it. Doesn't matter to me. But anyways, I became bullish the Canadian dollar, and we look at this upper trend line. We broke out of this upper trend line. I would call this kind of maybe a wedge, maybe a parallel channel. Doesn't really matter. More of a wedge. We broke above it. Remember that? And we hit this fib level. And we pulled back down to test that upper trend line, which we anticipate. We talked about this and this other fib level. So you have this 50-week moving average in green. You have this fib level here, and you have this trend line. What do you think is going to happen? So back in early December, I was at a workshop and had a well-known Canadian economist was speaking there. And after his presentation, which was extremely well done, quite knowledgeable, great respect for the individual, I was talking with him, made an introduction, and a friend of mine came up and asked us what we thought of the Canadian dollar. And at that time, this was the end of November, first part of December. And I stated I was bullish the Canadian dollar versus the USD, bullish CAD USD pair. And the economist asked me why I thought that. I said, it's just my interpretation of the chart patterns. He was bearish. It's just fine. And but look and see what happened. It dipped, actually, after following that presentation, it actually dipped down below where I was bullish. But I remained bullish, and we've seen quite a significant rally from that 71 cent level up to where it's sitting today, just 73.88. Nice little rally. I like this weekly chart. I was asked the other day by one of Canada's executive with one of Canada's leading construction firms what I thought of the Canadian dollar, and this was maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I just said I was bullish, and I drew these lines in red here where I thought the price could go to. Let me clean this up because that's messy. But yeah, I have these, they're in pink. So I think we could see it rally up to a 75.50, this little range here. And then above there, my next level of interest is in here. And that's, you can see why that is. And then maybe even as high all the way up here to 81 cents. So I am going to continue being bullish CAD. If you're not bullish CAD USD, you're probably watching the news. You're probably listening to some talking heads on television, probably on Twitter or X. And you got to really sort through the nonsense there and just follow what the price is doing. Is it going to go straight up from here? I don't know. Would it pull back down here to 72.5? I would not be shocked. But longer term, I am bullish the Canadian dollar. Turn off the news. Don't focus on whatever political narrative you have. Just follow the price. My name is Trent Clarenbach. It's sunny in Saskatoon. Life's good.